Good morning everyone, welcome to Tracy's Sunday Live. My name is Tracy Bish. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia, and I'm so excited to be here with you this Sunday. I'm just going to wait a minute, make sure I can bring up my post so I can see some comments. As you're popping on, please pop on and say hello, let me know where you're watching from, even if you're not watching live. It's always nice to see who's watching. I think I'm right. So welcome everyone. Before we get started with the challenge for this week, I wanted to just quickly let you know about my annual catalogue paper share. This is a quarter pack of all of the designer series papers that are in the annual catalogue. I can't show you inside the annual catalogue just yet because it hasn't gone live, but let me tell you, there is some beautiful papers. So you'll get 142 6x6 pieces of DSP plus die cuts, because one of the DSP packs, He's the Man, has 2 sheets of die cuts. You'll get die cuts as well. It's $70 plus postage, and $5 will cover the postage. As a free gift for doing this with me, you also receive a sampler pack of the INKY Glimmer paper, which is also new to that catalogue. And on top of that, you'll receive a handmade card as well as the bundle tutorial for the month. So some really great bargains there. It's a great way to get a sampling of all the DSP that's available in the catalogue. And then rather than buying all of them, because that could be very, very expensive, you're getting a little bit of everything, and then the ones that you really like, then you can buy the big packets of. So really you are saving yourself a lot of money as well. So that's available over on my blog. If you go over to tracybish.blogspot.com, there is a tab under my name. Click on that. That gives you information, it gives you the sign up, and I will be sending out, once you've signed up and registered, I'll send you a PayPal invoice that you can pay. Alrighty, so we'll get started. This week's challenge is, because it's the last one of the month, it's a sketch challenge, which I always love to do. Hi Marion, how are you? And this is the sketch for this week. So I really love it. I think I really love it because I've made them nice, bright, fun colours, but it's a great sketch, and I'm so excited to see what everyone creates with it. Let me bring you in the card that I have created. Oops. Here it is here. So it's using the Artfully Composed suite from the mini catalogue. This is one that I will admit I didn't like when I first saw the catalogue. I didn't like this suite. It has grown on me, and I really like playing with it now. It's got some really great colours in it. So as you can see, very close to the sketch, I've used vellum, which comes in that suite as well, for my blue piece. But what I really love about sketches is everyone has a different perspective on a sketch, so I always like to see what everyone else comes up with. Okay, so I'll bring that back in and show you again in just a second. I want to just bring in the catalogue and show you that suite, because like I said, I didn't like it at the start when we first got the catalogue, but it has grown on me so much. So this can be found on page 32 to 34. There is a bundle, some ribbon, we have some faux sea glass shapes, vellum, which, oh my goodness, this is an amazing pack of vellum, and a pack of DSP as well. The coordinating colours are Calypso Coral, Pale Papaya, Pear Pizzazz, Evening Evergreen, Just Jade, and Mint Macaron. So I actually really like those colours, and they really do go well with that DSP. So there's also a few more pictures of cards on page 34 using this suite. Alrighty. So I do want to just quickly show you that vellum, because I think without seeing the vellum, you're not going to really understand. Sorry about that, my husband's just gone out the shop door and we had our buzzer on. So what it is, it has, let me see if I can find a piece of white paper. This one here, and it's not going to show up because of my lighting. It's really hard to see. There is white embossing. Oh, there, that might show it. And there is script. So there is white and black. Let me show you that one. Black script. And there's 2 sheets of those. There is also a map with black writing and white writing. Get that in. There we go. There is a newspaper with black writing, and also the same for white. So really great vellum backgrounds that you could create some stunning cards and projects with. And it's actually quite a big pack as well. All right. And that DSP is really pretty as well. All right, so let me bring in my card kit here. We have basic white as our card base, and I've already cut my A4 piece in half, scored my card base in half, and we're just going to burnish that score line. There we go. I have a piece of that beautiful DSP. This measures 4 1/8 by 5 7/8, and that creates the whole card front. And I'm just going to glue that one straight down. So using my Tombow glue, and I think this one is empty. I have 3 sitting there, and I think they're all almost empty. I think I need to get another one out. Last one. This one's good. I like to get the very last bit out of my glue. Okay, so that's just gone straight on top of my DSP. Isn't that so bold? These DSP pieces are really bold colours, so you can use them either like this and then tone them down with vellum on top, or you can just use smaller pieces. Sometimes the smaller pieces dull down that image a little bit. We have our scripty writing from our vellum. That's going to go over the top. And let me bring in that sketch again so you can see it. There we go. Now I have just some scraps here as well. I have Pear Pizzazz, which we're going to die cut some pieces out using the stitched rectangle dies. So I'm going to grab those ones out. And I think I should be able to use my mini on the desk for all these cutouts. So in our stitched rectangle, I've got this little smaller rectangle, little fat one. We're going to die cut 3 of those out. And with our evening evergreen, and this measures, what does it measure? 1 1/4 by 5 7/8. I'm using the wintry embossing folder. Now this is a 2-piece embossing folder, these ones here. So we have snowflakes and the pine trees. We're going to just emboss that evening evergreen piece like that. So let's bring the mini cut and emboss machine in, and we can do a little bit of that die cutting and embossing. So how's everyone's weekend been? Have you had a quiet one? Have you had a busy one? Okay, so I'm going to do my embossing first. We have plate 1. I'm going to pop in my embossing folder, and then plate number 4. Run that one through. This little mini cut and emboss machine is really great at less room on your desk, and it does a really great job as well. So if we open that up, look at that embossing piece, and you can use either side. Really, really pretty. So we have that piece. Then we want to move on to our die cut piece. So I've got one number 2 acrylic plate, and then we're going to run our Pear Pizzazz as well as that rectangle die through, and we're going to make 3 of these dies. There we go. So in the sketch, if you didn't want to use, or you don't have rectangles, or you would like to use circles, you can change the shapes out. That is what's really great about these sketch challenges. You can interpret them differently. Okay, so we have our 2. Let's do our last one. I really like the size of this die. It's a really good size. Okay. And we're going to do one last die cut on that one of those rectangles. We have, get this one out a little bit first. So on one of these little rectangles, we have Pear Pizzazz die cut with that leaf. So let me show you. So we're going to take this die from the Artfully Layered stamp set, or the bundle, and I'm going to bring my scrap Pear Pizzazz in. We're going to do a quick die cut of that one as well. So this is a great way of using your scraps, these designs, these sketches. And you want to be using your scraps as much as possible. Okay. So this little mini machine folds back up, as easy as that. We have all our plates, and it just goes away. Love that. Let's bring back in our piece. So you can keep the center pieces, you can use that on another card. We're not using it on this one here. We're just using our outline. Use my pokey tool to get that out. There we go. And we're not even using the whole thing. We'll be cutting off some of it. So for our 3 little rectangles here, we're going to do a little bit of stamping on them. We have one that we're going to heat emboss with, in this stamp set, there is this one which works perfectly with that vellum. And we're also going to use the same leaf that we've die cut from, that same image. So I'll get those 2 out. We're using Evening Evergreen for the leaf, and then we're going to heat emboss with the script, which is the same as our DSP piece. We're going to white heat emboss. So great little technique there that we're bringing from that vellum into our design of our card. Okay, so I need my Evening Evergreen really quickly. And I'm just going to get a scrap piece of paper here as well. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp the edge of one of these little rectangles with the Evening Evergreen. Just like that. Easy. Then with the other one, we're going to bring in some Versamark ink. And I'm going to stamp in the middle of the other rectangle. So I have the white powder from the Basics embossing. Add that there. Looks so good. And I have rocked my image a little bit, so I'm just going to take a paintbrush, and where I've rocked the edge of that stamp, I'm just going to take that off. I have a bit of a heavy hand when it comes to stamping sometimes. It's because this is a really small piece and I don't want to burn my fingers. I'm going to use my tweezers, bring the heat tool in, and then just heat that until that becomes nice and glossy and melts. Doesn't take very long at all. It's quite a quick process. And if you've been following me, you know that this is my favourite technique. Heat embossing, I just love it. Look how good that turns out. Awesome. Okay, so we can start popping this card together now. Now there's a couple of ways you can pop this vellum down. You can attach, and this is how I'm going to do it today, we can attach our strip of cardstock down and then just add adhesive to the back there because it won't show. Or you can use your silicone mat with a stamping sponge and then your green glue. Add the green glue down onto silicone pad, sponge over the glue, and then add it to the back of your vellum. That way when you're sponging the glue onto the back of your vellum, you won't see it. So that is a really great technique. For me, I'm happy that this lifts up a little bit. There is enough in this piece to secure it down onto the card. So for me, that makes me happy enough. So I'm going to add tear and tape to the back of our evening evergreen, sorry, not early espresso. Just like that. And then we're going to add it to the vellum. If I can get the end, there we go. So I'm going to press it down onto the vellum, but not onto the card base, because that tear and tape actually goes all the way to the ends. So I can just lift that up, add some more tear and tape where the vellum is. Another great adhesive. This tear and tape is wonderful to have in your stash. Great for 3D projects as well. Has a really great hold. And really easy to use. So we can just take the backings off and add that down to our card base. There we go. And that lifts up, but we're not going to worry about that. That's good. Okay, so for our last of our little rectangles there, I'm going to add a little bit of glue down to our die cut. And I don't need that top bit, so I know where to stick a little bit of glue. You don't want to add too much. It will come out and go everywhere. So you're just dabbing a little bit down onto the die cut. There we go. And I can bring my scissors in and just cut off any excess of that die cut. There we go. Easy. Okay, so we're going to add some dimensionals to each of these 3 little die cut pieces. And that just gives a nice little pop-up feature. Has anyone got any ideas of what you could do with the sketch? What stamp set you would like to use, or if you're using a bundle or suite, let me know. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to place them down to get a good grouping. I think that's good, so we'll be right to stick these down. And we have one more thing that we're going to do to finish this card off before we finish. And that leaves just a little bit more glue. There we go. Pop that down for a minute. You could also use adhesive sheets to die cut when you're die cutting out your leaf. That way the glue's already attached. To be honest, I forget about it until after I've done it. Okay, so we have our 3 little rectangles. Cute. All right, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in some iridescent rhinestone jewels. These are in the mini catalogue. I love them because they bring up other colours when you place them down. So whatever colours are around it, I think it sort of brings those colours in. And we're going to add some of these down, and a bigger one over here. And another smaller one. I'm actually going to add it just there. There we have it. Let me bring that up a little bit closer so you can see it. This is a beautiful card. This vellum is absolutely gorgeous. So that's the card. This is the sketch. And the sketch is both over on my blog, and I'll have it up on my social medias, on my Instagram and Facebook really, really soon. If you're joining in this week, all you need to do is take a photo of your project, head over to my Facebook page. This post will be pinned to the top of my page, and pop your photo in the comments. If you're in need of any of the Stampin' Up supplies that I've used today, you can purchase them in my online store using this host code. I have a wonderful special going on at the moment. You'll receive a handmade card as well as a bundle tutorial. So some little specials coming your way just for shopping with me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you everyone for joining me today. You've all been a little bit quiet today, but that's okay. Once again, I just wanted to quickly let you know about my annual paper share for the catalogue. You can pick that up for $70 plus postage. All the information is over on my blog. There is a little tab under my name, so you can go over and register there, read more about it. But it's a wonderful idea of being able to get all the DSPs from the annual catalogue at a cheaper price, and then you're getting a sampling of every single one. I cut them down to 6x6 for you, and you know, if there's DSPs there that you really like, then you can purchase the larger bundle. All right, thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed my card. I hope you've enjoyed the look of the challenge. And if you would like to join in, please do. The more people join in, the more fun it is. I'll be back on Thursday with another video, so hopefully you can come back and join me live Thursday at 5 o'clock. And yeah, we'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy Anzac Day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.